Hello everybody, welcome back to another video by Blissful Techno Health. In this video, I want to talk about 4 things that I think would be awesome in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, I am not like a pro or I'm like it's super insanely good at this game. I play it when I can. It's my main hobby. I love it when I have the time. I like to create content. So I don't know every angle of this game, the balance perfectly well. But I do think that some of these things are universally accepted amongst the Diablo 2 player fan base that would be really good things to have in Diablo. The first 2, which I think would probably be universally accepted, and then the last 2 that I think would a little more controversial. But number 1, a lot of people are already talking about this. We've been talking about this, is to have a currency stash tab. I kind of feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this one because a lot of content creators are talking about this, but you know, maybe if we keep talking about it, someone over there at Blizzard is going to be like, okay, let's get a currency stash tab. So I don't see any reason why they shouldn't put this in the game. It would be so nice to be able to have somewhere specific to put all your high runes that you're going to be using for trade to help, say, organize, free up that space in your stash for other maybe low runes or whatever it is you're storing around in your stash. So number 1, currency stash tab. Number 2, you guys, if you've been watching me at all, you've been seeing me play my Immolation Arrow Amazon that I've just been absolutely obsessed with. But she is a little weak. She's got a lot more power than I anticipated, and I'm happy that she's playable. But there are some things I really think that they need to do to make this character actually shine and be able to keep up with some of the other characters. I really desperately think all they need to do, the main thing, is just add fire mastery to the Amazon. Add a fire mastery that either reduces the resistances, the fire resistances of the enemies, or increases the damage. Either way is fine. But I definitely think we need to have a fire mastery. I personally think that lowering enemy fire resistances would be ideal, and it doesn't have to be massive, probably even just to like 20% even, or you know, something to help give the fires on actual playability. And with, I mean, because the character that I built is very expensive and she's okay. She's not a superb character. She works and she's fun, but she should be so much better with how many high runes I have put into this character and how much work has been put into her. She should be much more powerful than she is. So 2, add fire mastery to the Amazon. 3, and also to touch on that, there have been back and forth with Immolation Arrow because there is that 0.6 second delay with the Fire Amazon's Immolation Arrow. I don't see it too much as an issue, but I do think it would be nice if they brought it down, maybe like a 0.3 or 0.4 second delay, so you can have a slightly increased casting speed, and or increase the damage per second in the flames that remain burning on the ground. Either one of those I think would work. Along with the fire master, you would have a dope character, super fun to play, and could be absolutely brutal but not over the top. Number 3, which I believe is probably controversial amongst the D2R players, but I personally would like to see some new areas to farm. And some ideas I have, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything huge. Like back in the day, you know, we had Diablo 2 and then you had expansion, so you had a whole nother act. We don't need anything huge, just some new scenery. You could even add just like one little new extra dungeon per act. You know, like we have the main places that we all like to farm, you know, like the pit, Stony Tomb, etc. Just let's add maybe a new area, level 85 area to each act, something that looks different, some new scenery that we haven't seen before, just to give it a little more spice, variety, a little more playability. Maybe even introduce a new mob. I said mob. Oh my gosh, that's what happens when you have kids who play Minecraft. You say mob. some new enemies. Just a little something. It doesn't have to be anything major, but it would be nice, in my opinion, to see some increase. Diablo 2 is an amazing game, and I would like to see it go a little further than what it has, but it is something you have to be very careful with, because you don't want to ruin the element of the game, especially now that Blizzard North is not doing all of it. I feel like the Blizzard team that they have right now is pretty solid and doing an excellent job. They've been very careful with some things, and I appreciate that. Keeping the game as original as possible, but giving it a little bit of that new feel. I think that there would be a way to introduce some new areas to farm where it still keeps that original feel, but to give it a little more spice and variety. What do you guys think? I would really like to know what your guys' thoughts are about new areas to farm in the comments below. Like, for real, I think we need to bring this open to discussion and look at each other's comments, reply, and talk about this, and see what options that we think would be available that could really spice up the game. My number 4 is, you know, one thing that really bothers me is finding like socketed sorceress orbs and going, oh wow, there's nothing I can do with this because there's no rune words for a sorceress orb. I think it would be cool if there was were more, and any in this particular situation, rune words for sorceress orbs. I think it would be cool to add a little more variety. I mean, we've got 3 uniques. You know, we've got the set one for Tal Rasha's, but we don't have any rune words for sorceress orbs. I think it would be cool to have some rune words for sorceress orbs. They don't have to be anything insane, you know, maybe have a basic one and maybe kind of a godly one, an S tier one, you know what I'm saying? There's some GG gear. But, you know, whatever. I just think it would be cool to see some sorceress rune words for orbs and etc. What do you guys think about that? I don't know what you would even put in there, but obviously I'm instantly start thinking of, obviously, you know, add skills, cast rate, maybe some resistances, maybe some lower resistances depending on the kind of build. Maybe make it roll differently when you do the rune word. Maybe it will either roll negative enemy resistance to cold, fire, or lightning, like it's randomized or something. I think it would be cool to see something happen with the sorceress orbs. Anyways, what do you guys think? Shoot me a comment down below. I think this is something we should talk about as well. Maybe a little controversial depending on where you're coming from with the way sorceresses are already. Anyways, hey guys, those are my thoughts. These are some things I think would be cool. If nothing else, at least for season 5, I definitely think I mean, obviously I'm a little biased, but I think it would be great to have Fire Mastery on the Amazon. I don't think that would hurt anything. And also a currency stash tab would be beautiful. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.